A lot of members of Congress told me they couldn't vote against it because it was tough times and it was called the Patriot Act. Who could vote against the Patriot Act? But I think most people who have paid any attention to what's in Washington, if you look at a title, you can assume they're doing exactly the opposite of what the title says. Now, if that bill would have been called Repeal the Fourth Amendment Act, maybe they wouldn't quite have been so anxious to do it. So when we want to repeal the Patriot Act, what we'll do is we'll say Restore the Fourth Amendment Act. Maybe we'll get some more votes. There has been a steady erosion of our personal liberties. And I see personal liberties, social liberties, exactly like I see economic liberties. They're one and the same. But since the early 70s, there has been erosion of our personal privacy for a couple reasons. One, financial privacy with the IRS, so they have to know every single financial transaction. But also, there's another onerous war going on against the American people here. Always well intended, and that is the war on drugs, which is a total failure. But it's used once again to go into our houses without proper search warrants. The ability to come into our houses, and this is all levels of government. They come into the house, they have these SWAT teams, they come in, and they are just positive they have the right place and they're going to arrest somebody. They might be smoking marijuana, and they're going to get them. And they break in. And sometimes they kill people, they shoot people, and then they find out they're in the wrong house. This is what the revolution was fought about: keeping the government out of their house unless they have a proper search warrant. Some of our laws are just our laws are being changed just by the president's edict. The president just a year ago announced that because he was the commander-in-chief, he had the authority to assassinate American citizens. Somebody asked him, where did he get his authority? Because he's an expert on the Constitution, took an oath to obey it. He says, well, whatever is not prohibited in the Constitution, he's allowed to do. That's not the way it is. He's only allowed to do the things that he is explicitly told he's allowed to do, and the rest he's not allowed to do. That, of course, is what they tried to get that message out. They tried Article 1, Section 8. This is what we're allowed to do, nothing else. Amendment number 9 and number 10 tried to emphasize this, but of course it hasn't been able to restrain those who believe in big government. But the president proved his point. He has, and American citizens have been assassinated. And no charges made, nothing, but quite possibly some bad people. But one person that was assassinated was the son of Alaki, who was the real suspect in this whole deal. His son was 16 years old, and he was out in the backyard with his cousin barbecuing, and they kill him with a drone. And you wonder why, first, killing somebody in another country with a drone, it seems like they might get annoyed. What would we do if somebody did that to one of us? We'd be furious about that, and we'd all be together and we would detest the notion. This is why it was rather strange when I suggested one time in a debate, why don't we use the golden rule when we write down and design our foreign